Hey, what the fuck is up, y'all? It's Kreyz McKormik for Juggalo a day, and I am up in this motherfucking bitch. So, okay, I know for one I am a day late. My apologies for that, but I will basically put it out this way. Okay, last week we were supposed to have a completely different topic than what we chose, and in turn we ended up switching it out for two reasons. One, I felt that the current events was a little bit more prominent when it concerned Tech 9 not being at the gathering and how that's going to affect people and their thoughts about the gathering, the Juggalos. And then on top of that, I just couldn't come up with an idea for the topic, which this week's topic actually ended up being, if you could be a Joker card, what would you be and why? And we're not talking about one of the Joker cards that actually exists as of right now. It's basically thinking more along the lines of a brand new Joker card. And one of the things that I like to do is people watch, and then, like go to the mall, eat some fucking, eat a Stromboli and fucking watch people and how they react with other people. Of course, I also tend to talk shit about these type of people because, fuck the mainstream, and if there's anything more mainstream than the mall, then I don't know what is. But I like to people watch and shit, and I actually had thought about what could possibly become of somebody based off of the reactions of somebody else. So the Joker card that I created is basically the Visionary. What it is that he follows you and follows your actions. And depending on what you do to people, he is able to foresee what will happen in the near future. And, actually, not even the near future. He will be able to see the fucking follow-up of that person's entire life, whether or not things end up good or bad for that person. So if the actions that you do end up becoming the things that are okay, let's see, what would be the best way to explain this? Basically, what it is like your actions upon a person. The Visionary sees that other person's future, all the way up to the death, and sees how one minor reaction or major reaction causes that butterfly effect onto the rest of their lives. And sees if the result of what you do to a person could lead that person to drugs, crime, murder, without just cause, or even pedophilia, or anything of that nature. And if these things have been the result of too many people, well, then the Visionary is going to lead your life into a very untimely death, a very gruesome death. Because, in all honesty, the things that you do to people, whether it's positive or negative, can result in the way that they become, the way that they lead their lives. The things that you say and the things that you do affect other people. And that is what I look at even when I'm at the mall. I wonder, well, if I were to do this to somebody, how could that affect their future? Which is why, in most cases, and I think this works for a lot of us, where there's somebody that pisses us off and we just immediately start having daydreams about what we could do to that person to get even. Whether, we just beat the shit out of them, or whatever it is that ends up becoming. Thoughts of torture, thoughts of murder, course, most of us don't act on this kind of thing. But it's just the vision of what could happen to you, or what, depending on what somebody else says to you, or does with you, or does to you, or something like that, or even you yourself. And it actually took me 2 weeks to try to come up with this. My Joker card is a visionary. My Joker card can foresee the outcomes of other people depending on what you personally say or do with or to another person. I hope that made sense. But that is basically my idea of a Joker card that could represent myself. Being able to see the foreseeable future in another person based on one's actions. The visionary. And that's it for me, and I'm out this motherfucking bitch. Deuces.